Hey, it's Mike with Redbud Timberworks, and no, we're not going fishing today. We're actually gonna build some furniture that is like a well-tailored suit. Come on, let's go. We started with our uh, just basic room here. So we've got over here, we've got an entryway that goes to another room, and then over here we've got an exterior door that is about 36 inches. So there's our constraints. This is a 12-foot wide room. From the door to the back corner is 5 feet. So here's our constraints. But first, we have to go look at our inspiration, and the client sent me this as inspiration. So this is a Parsons style table. Typically these are made out of plywood. It's usually a vinyl coated plywood that has been texturized to make it look like wood, but they usually are not made out of wood. But what we're going to do is the client actually has white oak cabinets that are going into their kitchen that is adjacent to this room. So we're going to use the same materials with the white oak cabinets and the same finish. Maybe. We'll see. We haven't gotten to that point yet. So we've gotten to the design phase, right? So over here in SmartDraw, we need to make sure that the overall table dimensions are going to fit and fit comfortably, because we are trying to make this fit like a glove or a well-tailored suit. So given the constraints, what I've done is I've mapped this out to do bench, table at 6 feet by 40, which is 3 feet 4 inches, and then 2 chairs, right? So we've got our exterior door here with the left-hand swing, which we assume is going to be there. The door's not there yet, but most of the time when you have an exterior door, it's going to open inwards towards whatever is the most important part of the house, which this over here is the kitchen. So the expectation is that the door is going to be over here and that the door is going to be 36 inches. So we want to make sure that we clear the door so that the door isn't hitting the table when it opens. So, and then also we want to make sure that there's enough space here between these windows, which 1 foot 8 inches is 20 inches. That is right on the cusp of being a little too close, but we've still got a little bit of space here to be able to play with it. So also the chair spacing, we want to make sure that we've got when the chair is fully out, which full chair out is about 20 inches, in between 18 and 22 inches. So we go in the middle of 20 inches, which is 1 feet 8 inches. So somebody sitting at this table, on average, it's about 20 inches away from the table. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have enough space behind here, which is 1 foot 6 inches, which is 18 inches. So you got that, all that. So our dimensions are important. We need to make sure that there is enough space for somebody to be able to sit here comfortably, but also a little bit of space behind them so that they can back up and get in and out of the chairs. This is super important when you're fitting a custom furniture to a room, is it's got to fit properly. So benches and all that. Okay, so now we've got our constraints. What we also want to say is update our project plans as we're going along. So I really like to keep the constraints and make sure that this is going to fit and that our costs, we're monitoring our costs, because this can actually get really out of control. So one of the things that we want to look at is we're actually going to go 6 feet with this, which is 72 inches. Okay, and that's going to actually pull our top down, and it's going to bring, okay, so our stretchers, those are these long things here. Rails, this is these long things here. There's 2 on the inside, or 1 on the inside, 1 on the outside. So one facing the kitchen, 1 facing the windows. So those are both 72. So that's going to bring down our board feet down to 41 total board feet at a spot price for surfaced on all sides. 1 inch thick white oak that is 8 inches wide. That is about $12 per board foot, which gets our materials cost, just our raw materials cost for the table, of about $700. Okay, so we take all of that information and we basically start running it through a series of artificial intelligence. Basically, Google Gemini is great for this. So we basically just want to isolate just the table. Okay, so we get all through here, deal with all of this nonsense. You'll notice that I've actually got 3 or 4 different instances of the Google Gemini open. So that first one was to isolate the table. Now we need to clean up the room. So over here we've gone through and uploaded a photo of the room and asked Google to clean it up and make it look like it fits. Okay. And then we just kind of have to like clean it up. There's some stuff we do here. This other Gemini program to provide me with some mock-ups here. It failed. It starts to hallucinate, which is why I've got 3 of these open right now. And then basically start saying, hey, start adding in duplicates of this. So we've got a bench here, and then eventually I asked it to do a bench in front, a bench in back, and then go over to Canva. So we've got a bench in the back, bench in the front, and then we've got the 2 chairs, right? Okay, so what we also need to do, though, is we are physically constrained by the 12 feet, right? Okay, so we'll move this again and say, okay, this doesn't quite look right. You know what I mean? Okay, so I don't really want to present this to the client as is because this does not look good. It's it just looks out of place, and we can't get the foreground right, or it just it doesn't look right. Okay, so after we run it through a series of filters, right? We've got our original here, the inspiration. We've got our original room here, right? Okay, now, whoop, that's the finished product. Anyway, so screw it. Okay. Finished product. So what we've done is we've gone through and put this through quite a few different Google Gemini processes to clean this up. So we had to go in and fix a lot of the background, foreground, and the overall spacing to make this feel proper. Now, there's some issues with this that I see. First of all, over here in this corner where this walkway is, this is a little bit tighter than what the photos are actually giving you. So this little buffet in the back, that's not going to be possible in this space. So I'm already seeing some issues with the AI design, but AI, it will give you a good idea, but it will not give you a proper representation. So if we want this to fit like a well-tailored suit, we are going to have to build a mock-up